Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing today? This is my Facebook Live Successful Conversation 1. So, in special celebration, episode 1. Now, since this is the first one, it's going to be pretty short, pretty straight to the point. First thing I want to say is Happy New Year to everyone. Hi, Jasmine. How we doing? Thanks for joining in. And just want to say happy holidays. Hope everybody came back. Sergio, what up, buddy? How we doing? I'm glad. Hope everybody had a great holiday. And the point of this show really is to make sure that we all move forward together in making this 2017 perfect. Sorry, my lighting here is not the best, but I'm here with several of my favorite books: Mastery from Robert Greene, Outwitting the Devil from Napoleon Hill, Rich Dad Poor Dad, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I could go on and on and on. The Success Principles from Jack Canfield. The Alchemist is probably one of the best books, especially if you are anybody pursuing any type of dream or any type of aspirations. Also, I have here, the very first book that ever got me into the self-help development is The Secret. This book literally changed my life from a place where I felt like I was at a rock bottom. I just got kicked out of my apartment because I couldn't afford it. I had to move in with my sister at the time, and relationships were bad, income was bad. All of my friends seemed to just disappear, and I was just kind of in a place that I was alone. And I remember telling my sister, hey, I'm in a bad place right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. And she handed me this book. She said, you should read this. And I said, okay, sure, why not? I'm like, read? I got problems. You want me to read? Like, what's going on? But I jumped in, I read it, and it literally changed my life, and it started me on the path of reading. So the first thing I just wanted to talk to everyone about, and again, appreciate Sergio and Jasmine for tuning in. Actually, another one of my favorite ones is The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clanton. If you've never read this, I would advise, if you want to maximize the income that you receive and to let it grow abundantly. Now, goals. My whole thing this week was #set goals. The issue where some people say, hey, I want to have a resolution. Resolutions don't work. You have to have a revolution. Marbell, how we doing? Turn it around. I cannot read the title. Oh, I don't know how to turn it around. Oh, that's not going to work. It's The Richest Man in Babylon. I know it's backwards, sorry. I don't know how to turn it around. I'm not a Facebook expert. But it's The Richest Man in Babylon. It basically shows you how to maximize the income that you're receiving now, to let it grow, and also to invest it into ways that you can make even more money. How are you the other way? Maribel, I can't tell you. I got to call my tech support. Peter, he's not here. I'll talk to him later. But the very first thing I want to talk about is setting goals. This is probably the most important piece of information what stops people from reaching their full potential. Is they have resolutions, but you can't have a resolution. Resolutions don't work. You have to have a revolution. Use a mirror. Thanks for the advice, Sergio. This is episode 2. I'll bring a mirror. But you have to have a revolution. The definition of a revolution, if you think about the French Revolution, is they completely destroyed the old regime to start a new one, right? So that's the major key. Hey, thanks for the like, Deshaun, man. Hope you're getting some valuable information. I appreciate Deshaun. How's it going, buddy? Um, but you have to have a revolution. You have to completely destroy the old regime to start a brand new one. That's why you can't have a resolution. You have to have a revolution. And the way to have a revolution is to set goals. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to max out your benefits? For example, 2017, I can say, hey, you know what? I want to lose 10 pounds and I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, right? That's specific. But if I walked into 2017 and said, I want to lose weight, imagine I'm a genie. And Deshaun, I'll just use you for example, not picking on you, buddy, but say if you came to me and said, hey, I want to increase my income this year, and I'm a genie, and I grant all your 3 wishes. I could say, okay, bloop, give you one of those, and I give you $1. You just increased your income. See what I mean? When you're vague, the universe is vague. You have to say, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds in 5 months by this particular date. And I want to reduce my body fat by X amount of percentage by this particular date. When you do that, this sets a goal for you that's specific. You know, Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich and Outwitting the Devil, he would always say, have definiteness of purpose. The person that has definiteness of purpose will always reach their full potential and will have dominion over everyone else. See, the few percent that actually follow through with their goals actually end up running the percents that don't. For example, if I'm physically fit, you would come to me to get physically fit as a trainer. But you would give me money and you would basically give away your money to get my expertise. But when you expertise yourself, not only do you save money, but you build the empowering to say, hey, I cannot only do it for myself, but I could do it for other people. So the best thing for 2017 is to set a specific goal, then reverse engineer it. Meaning, in 5 months, I want to make $10,000, okay, by selling books. I would have to say, okay, in 10 months, how many books per month will I make? Then I have to break it down, how many books per week, then how many books per day. See, that has you a specific plan of action. So you know every day I have to do this to reach my daily goal. Then when you reach your daily goal, then you have to do this to reach your weekly goal, which will lead to your monthly goal, which leads to your yearly goal, if that makes sense. So when you have action items, when you have a goal and you reverse engineer it, then you would always reach your full potential, or at least get close to it. I say always aim high because they say, I love this line from Kanye West, aim for the stars and land on a cloud. So when you aim high, not only even if you don't reach the stars, you're still high enough among any of your competition. So, hey Daniel, what's going on, buddy? So the first thing I want to say is, hey Daniel, what's going on, buddy? So when you're reaching your goal and you want to reach your full potential, you have to set your goal, an exact date, an exact process, and reverse engineer. Move backwards. So what can you do today to reach your December 31st, 2017 goals? Yes, always go for the stars, because if you land on a cloud, listen, you're higher above the buildings, so you're in a good place. Now, a really good book on how to time management and how to do that process is actually a book I was reading called The Neuroscience of Self-Discipline. I only have that in audiobook. I don't have it in physical copy. But another good book is this one. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I recommend this book to anyone that's want to have a more efficient life. His whole thing is time management. Most of the time, we engage our mentality and our focus on things that truly don't matter. They're not going to get us anywhere. They're not going to get us to our goal. It's like, oh my God, Lost is on. I got to go watch it. No, you don't. You have TiVo. You can watch it anytime you want. But that new class, that new theme, that new workout, that you should be doing to help you in your future, that's what you should mostly put your focus toward. The minuscule thing, we have to throw that behind. Yes, Jasmine, the neuropsychology of self-discipline. Me and her has been listening to the audiobook. It's a really, really good book. So whenever you set your goal, your plan, focus on that majority of the time. And anything else that's not, basically like this. When you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, is this going toward my goal? Or is this not going toward my goal? That's the easiest way to make your decisions going through this year. So if you're supposed to do that workout, or you're supposed to read that book, or you're supposed to write another chapter, or if you're supposed to work on your speech, or you were supposed to spend more time with your family because that was one of your revolutions, and your friend calls you, hey, let's call this party, man. It's a good club, Friday night, let's go out. You got to ask yourself, is this going to lead me toward my goal or not toward my goal? For example, I was just doing this earlier. This is a tax comprehensive course that me and my beautiful girlfriend Jasmine is doing so we can learn how to be tax professionals. Not for anything else, but for ourselves. Because that way we actually save money and make more in our deductions. So that type of stuff is use your time wisely. So what are some of you guys' goals? Daniel, you're watching, buddy. What's the goal you want to have this year? And Maribel, what's the goal you want to have this year? And Sergio and Jasmine, what are a few things you want to accomplish this year? Just give me an example so we can try to pinpoint a day and then reverse engineer it to get you to where you want to go. Well, while I wait for everybody, I'll give you an example of mine. I'm speaking now, doing with the Les Brown Institute, and I've been with Toastmasters for about a year or so. And, hold up, a Salesforce certified by February. February what? See, this is where we got to get specific. February what, Deshaun? To travel more using my travel business and to get involved in real estate investing. That is big time. Traveling using your travel business is absolutely amazing. And Jasmine, to revolute to be a certified instructor by March 2017. February 13th. Okay, cool. All great aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go with Deshaun really quick. So February 13th. Perfect. So you have about a month and a half. Now, what things will you do within the month of January that will get you to that goal? What things can you do on that whole month that will get you towards that goal? And Jasmine, to be the certified lash professional by March 2017. March what? March 1st. Okay, perfect. See, she saw it coming. All right, March 1st. So now you have your goal on March 1st. Now you have to reverse engineer that. What certifications do you have to get? What classes do you have to sign up for? How long are the classes? Now, since it's on March 1st, by mid-February, you want to have all your ducks in a row. Why? That gives you a cushion. And you always want a cushion because when you are last minute trying to squander and get everything ready, that's when you don't think, and that's when you start making mistakes. And Deshaun, online studying on topic. Perfect. Okay, how long is the study guide? Is it a couple of chapters, couple of pages? Is it, this thick versus this thick, because a chapter a day may work, or maybe even 2 pages a day will get you to your goal. Because you know a little bit better than I do, so you can kind of reverse engineer to where you want to go. How can you work your way backwards? And the same thing I told Jasmine is you always want to give yourself a buffer. You always want to give yourself a buffer. I work in the construction industry, and we always give ourselves buffers. Why? Because when the owner says, I need this building built by December 31st, it has to be built by December 31st. But if we have everything done by December 15th, everything else is just legalities, right? Hey, Janine, what's going on? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Home studying lessons for 1 hour daily. Submit all lessons by February 15th. Boom. Now you got yourself an action plan. Now, if you stick with that, studying every day for an hour daily, and you stick with that plan, you will reach your goal automatically. There's just no way you cannot. Because when you're determined, the universe does everything in its power to get you where you're going. It leads you to the right people. It leads you right to the right professionals. It leads you to the right website. And same thing for you, Deshaun. When you're ready, it leads you to the right website. It leads you to the right places and people to get you to your goal. But you have to push first for the universe. You have to set a plan and be pushing towards it. Because if you can't keep your commitment to yourself, why should the universe? And why should anybody else in that matter? When you prove that, hey, I keep my commitments to myself, I promise you everybody will too. And I'm sorry, Maribel, I didn't mean to not answer your question as well. But I'm closing on everyone that was interested in December and getting into my travel club and getting in meetings and set up for real estate investing. Perfect. Now, what daily action plans? Now, we want to move down to the minute details. The last statement was big. It was big to show. Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. But this is what I truly believe. If I cannot commit to myself, why should anybody? That's how I look at it. I should not expect anybody to do for me that I won't do for myself. You know what I mean? I can't tell you to work out and I don't work out myself. That just makes no sense. Yeah, man, eat healthy while I'm sitting there scarfing down a Nacho Supreme from Taco Bell. It just doesn't make any sense. So that way, commit to yourself, and I promise you the universe will commit to you as well. That's my promise to you. And now, last thing I want to talk about is just their daily action plans. Now, to have those many goals is great. Now, perfect example, Maribel, you said you're going to go into more investing classes. I would start today. Google. Try to get the basics on investing. I'm actually adding hours to my daily routine with to-do list to stay on track. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect. See, that's what I'm talking about. Because when you get some basic learning, I took an investment class just a couple of weeks ago. And sometimes the basic learning is so fundamental. And sometimes before I went to the class, I just started learning on stuff from Warren Buffett. Just to get an idea of investing stocks. And real estate, we're actually taking a real estate class this weekend to learn. So, if you ever heard of Stephen Smith, Jasmine, do you remember the guy's name? I think it's Jason Smith, Stephen Smith. He's actually doing a class this weekend in Altamont Springs we're going to. Maribel, I'm going to email you the information in case you want to try to jump on and sign on. It's going to be an awesome class. He's going to teach you how to get involved in real estate at low prices. Right? Always remember, one key thing is to sell high, buy low. And that's in everything. Oh, Benny, man, what's going on, player? It's good to see you, baby. Send me details too. Deshaun, I will send you those details. Oh, man, you got to hear about this real estate investing. I'm in it already. Awesome. So, just to recap, just a few things. Know where you're going. Have a plan of action. Have a goal. Know specifically to the minute detail. Some people may think you're crazy. Like, why do you need to know? I told you March. Why do you need to know the exact date? The reason it's very specific. Because when you know your exact date, then you can want to have a buffer 2 weeks prior. So you are guaranteed to have it by that date. So that's why, and then you can reverse engineer realistic and look at a plan to say realistically, am I going to actually reach this goal if I have it by this date? So sometimes you can expand it a little bit and have it on a different date because you know, hey, this is a little too tight. But if you expand it a little bit, it gives you exact momentarily. So, for example, I'll give you one of mine. And definitely helps with very helps with procrastinating. There's actually a book. You guys gotta give me a second because I get really hype on this stuff. From Robert Greene, Mastery. And very good book. If you never read it, I will tell you, please, for your own benefit, you should read it. His thing is, even when he doesn't have a deadline, he makes one for himself. I'm going to repeat that. Even if he doesn't have a deadline, he makes one for himself. This guy is a reward-renowned author. Why would he do that? Like, hey, I made it already. Why would I set this for myself? Because he knows when you set an exact date and that pressure gets on, you are way more likely to actually do it, right? Because you're putting that pressure on. When that monkey's on your back, you're like, oh, I gotta get it. I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. I gotta get it now. I gotta get it now. That's the mentality you have to do. Oh, what's the book? Mastery from Robert Greene. And Jasmine is right. There's a free audiobook online. You don't even have to pay for it. But it's very specific. All the world-renowned masters in their field to help them get to where they're going. And he says deadlines are important. So set yourself a proper deadline, buffer it, and reverse engineer from there. And the chances of you reaching your full-on potential and your goal has skyrocketed astronomically. I had a book that I'm actually writing, just finished, I just gave to my editor, and I had a goal. I said, before the end of the year, I'm going to be done with this book. And by the end of the year, I was. So, perfect thing. Now, last but not least, some reading materials. If you guys get a chance, this was the very first book I've ever read that helped me reach my full potential. So if you've never read The Secret, I would read it. Have an open mind when you do. It's really to change your paradigms, to change your mindset, to get you to where you want to go. Because without a proper mindset, it doesn't matter what you're trying to strive for. You can't get there because you'll have limited beliefs. You'll talk yourself out of it, and you'll have reasons to say the world's against you. That's the reason you're not making it, which is all false. It's all about you, and it's all about your consciousness. So, again, those last three things: set a goal, get a buffer, and reverse engineer it. And I promise you, Deshaun, you will reach your goal. Maribel, you will reach your goal. Jasmine, Janine, Benny, all of you guys will reach your full potential. I can promise you that. Start with a plan. Set a focus. And reverse engineer. Oh, hold up. Maribel told me, that is on my bucket list to write a book. Yes, I have The Secrets on CD. Awesome for road trips. Very awesome for road trips. And Maribel is the same thing. To write a book, set a deadline. And reverse engineer. Like, how many chapters, how many pages, how many words will I have to write per day, per week, per month for me to reach my potential? Right? So again, have a revolution, not a resolution. Always remember that. It's not about a New Year's resolution. It's about a New Year's revolution. Change yourself. Those old bad habits that was keeping you from reaching your full potential has to go. That old regime has to die. And that's just what it is. Hey, guys, I really appreciate Jesse, man, you came to the last minute of it. I'm going to be doing one every week, guys. Please have any questions that you have. Leave comments below, and I'll try to answer all of them for you. And kind of generate all the stuff I've learned from all these massive books that I have. So definitely, guys, I appreciate it. And remember, this year, do not have a New Year's resolution, but have a New Year's revolution. All right, guys? Next time I'll do better lighting, all right? Do you guys have any questions before I go? Revolution over resolution, absolutely. That's my baby. You have a million. Hey, thank you, Mama. Yeah, you guys have any questions before I go? about what we talked about goal setting, about reverse engineering, about setting buffers and timelines. Yep. All right, Maribel, expect to see your message, and I'll send you those information about the real estate class going on this Friday. Hey, Adina, always a pleasure, sweetheart. Thank you for joining in. Again, I'll do better with the lighting next time so you actually could see my chocolate face. You know what I mean? I'm way more handsome than you could tell. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Albert, man, you just came in the last minute, buddy. Hopefully we'll talk. I'll see you guys next week. And remember, not a New Year's resolution, but a New Year's revolution. All right, cool. Bye, guys.